Now that you're creating encrypted content, you'll need to share it with people outside of your organization. But wait, if it's encrypted, doesn't that mean that people outside of my organization cannot view the contents of these files? That's correct. So you're going to have to make a decision on how you want to share data outside of your organization. This is one example of when synchronized encryption will ask you to make a choice, but indeed, you should think about how you share data outside your organization. Let's use email as an example. You simply create the email in the very same way as you've done before and attach an encrypted document. There is very little difference between how you share data via email, whether it's an internal recipient or an external. One thing you will notice is that there is an Outlook plugin that becomes active when you want to share data outside of the organization. This is when you'll be prompted to make a decision on how you want to share that data. You have two choices. You can share the file in a password-protected manner, or you can decrypt the file. Both choices will allow the recipient to view or edit the file. The only difference is that the password-protected file will secure the contents of the file while it is in transit to the recipient. You should choose password-protected for sensitive, personal, or confidential information. For this first example, let's choose to send the file unprotected, which means not encrypted. Once you press the send button, the Outlook plugin will automatically decrypt the file and continue sending the email. Just like a manual decryption, this event is logged and audited for your IT administrator. Now let's repeat the procedure and see what happens if we decide to send it in a password-protected manner. Now, as you know the contents of the file are confidential, you're going to choose the password-protected option. And to help the recipient, you're also going to mention the password in the body of the email. Now you might think this is going to help the recipient, but it's actually a bad security practice. But let's see what happens. Sophos' recommendation is that you send the password via an external means, such as a phone call, SMS, or other mechanism. When you press send, you're going to get the same Outlook plugin, but this time you're going to select to password protect the file, and you're going to enter the password Fred that you entered in the email body. And when you press send, the Outlook plugin is going to scan the contents of the email and notice that the password is in the email body, and it will give you this security warning saying that it's not good practice to send both the password and the file in the same email. You're not going to be able to send the email while this security concern is still present. In order to address the security concern, you will need to cancel the operation, remove the sentence that contains the password, and then press send again. This time, when you repeat the procedure and enter the same password that you selected before and press send, it will perform the same checks and validations. However, as the password is no longer in the body of the email, it will send successfully. You will now need to inform the recipient of the password via a phone call, SMS, or other external means. Now let's go and look at what the Outlook plugin has automatically done for you by looking at the sent folder. If we have a look at the two emails that were sent, you will see that in the first email, there just appears to be a Word document. Now this in fact was automatically decrypted and reattached to the email and sent, but you can't see the difference right now because it's just a file attachment. However, if you look at the second email, you can see that the Word document you attached was replaced by the password-protected version automatically by the Outlook plugin. So there's no steps that you need to do for this to happen. The Outlook plugin does it for you automatically. Now let's see what happens if you decided to manually password protect a file first and then mail it out to the same external recipient. We're going to select the file, right-click, select SafeGuard File Encryption, and then create Password Protected File. We're going to use the very same password and then create the password protected file. And you can see that it is created on the desktop as well as a brand new file. So this time when we go back into Outlook and you create the email message, what you're going to do is you're going to create the same email, but you attach the password protected file instead of the Word document. What do you think is going to happen this time? The difference between this and the first example is that instead of attaching the Word document, which is encrypted, you're attaching the password protected file, which is also encrypted. The difference is you've done this manually and you're going to need to remember to advise the recipient of the password. Maybe you created this password protected file earlier and you're going to send it to 5 or 6 different recipients at different times, but you want to keep the same password. That could be one reason why you do this. When you press send, the Outlook plugin is going to realize that you have attached a password protected file, and it simply reminds you that you'll need to provide the recipient with the password in order to access the file. This is simply a reminder that you need to take this action. Another possibility is that you might decide to manually decrypt the file first. So what these two examples show is what happens if you decide to manually take the actions that the Outlook plugin automatically does for you. So let's go ahead and manually decrypt the Word document that we created earlier. The file is now decrypted. Now we're going to go and repeat the very same operation. We're going to create that email, and this time we're going to attach the Word document again, except now it will be in that unencrypted format. Now remember, unencrypted content is perfectly valid. However, Sophos recommends that unencrypted files only be used for publicly available information. Decrypting files should not be done for company confidential or sensitive data. Now this time, the Outlook plugin will automatically detect that you have attached an unencrypted file and automatically select the unprotected option. So all you need to do is press send. Why does the Outlook plugin still pop up even though you're sending an unprotected file? It's simply there as a reminder and to give you the possibility to password protect the file if you've accidentally made a mistake.